Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chiloane is visiting the family of the grade 11 pupil who was fatally stabbed in Vlakfontein. Now, this happened during a fight outside the school's premises. The school remained closed yesterday, and angry community members and parents are venting their concerns. Pupils at the school say this is not the first time that this has happened at the school, and safety is a huge issue for them. We've got ENCA reporter Pupils Jones, who is on the ground in Vlakfontein and brings us the very latest. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Pule. Yesterday, tensions were very high. They were very visible when we were there as community members demand safety measures be taken in and around schools there. What is the situation like today ahead of the MEC's arrival?
Yeah, well, we're at the school premises here at Kalabucha Secondary School in Vlakfontein. It's quiet at this particular moment. I think most of the, pupils have headed back to their homes, particularly, and most importantly, the matriculants who are studying and preparing for their final exams as well. There isn't any sign of residents here outside the school, so it's a bit quiet. We stationed here because we were told that the Gauteng Department of Education officials will be coming here. From there onwards, we will be escorted to the family's home of the pupil who was stabbed in the chest to death. And from there onwards, we'll be getting the reception around maybe the community as to how they feel around this issue, and as to what are some of the things Mr. Matome, Chiloane, the MEC of Education in Gauteng, will be presenting to the family, and what kind of counselling sessions will be given to the family and, of course, the pupils who have been traumatized by this particular incident. But you are correct to say this isn't the first time. We understand that there's been concerns around the safety at the school here. And this is something the DA in Gauteng has proposed to the MEC to say it shouldn't only be in Vlakfontein, but in other schools as well. There should be strategic safety measures that are placed there to ensure the safety of pupils and to ensure that, learners don't just come to school with sharp objective weapons which may possess a threat to those who want to learn at these institutions here.
No, that's very true. And of course, as we deal with those issues of safety in the school, there's going to be calls for the MEC to engage law enforcement officials to make sure that there is visible policing, not just private security to man the gates at the schools and things like that. I think community members would want to see more active role being played by institutions like the SAPS there, Pule.
Definitely. I mean, this matter, of course, is subject of investigation, particularly with the allegations that this is a gang-related, and therefore this particular gang it's not for the first time that they've been, or rather possess such a risk in the school as well. And we'll be establishing more facts around this particular gang, which seems to be terrorizing some of the pupils, or rather what one called bullying some of the pupils here at the school as well. So the MEC will outline that later today. But most importantly, we also understand that the principal at the school has been moved to a different district right now. So you get to understand that this has a ripple effect not only on pupils but educators as well, who fear for their life to teach at these schools because they believe that they could be intimidated, patronized, or bullied by some of these pupils who are coming here, who believe that they are above the school constitution or law as well here at the school. So it speaks to safety and strategic measures that need to be put in place, and this of course now puts a lot of work for the MEC to come on board and see how we can address the situation. And like I said, not only here in Vlakfontein but in most schools in Gauteng as well. Safety is something which is quite important and cannot be compromised.
And I mean, the role of a parent or a guardian in this instance, Pupils Jones, is also very important, because these weapons come from their homes, the guns, the knives that they carry in their school bags. Parents have an important role here to make sure that their guns, which are licensed, we would hope, are safely locked away in safes, and that all the knives and other forms of weapons are accounted for in each home. Parents have to be vigilant here as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's any parents in her or his right mind who would allow such violence and encourage their child to actually go to school with weapons. But at the very same time, when these little young men and women depend on getting into, or rather decide to go into some of these, gang groups as well. Sometimes when they get home, they particularly hide it from their parents as well, and only after a certain period of time, their parents then find out from the streets or the community members that this is what's happening with your child, and you need to reprimand them. So you are correct to say that maybe perhaps parents should put in more effort. Community members as well should come to the play here, and there should be a meeting. In fact, maybe the school should also implement stricter measures as to like searching, pupils when coming into the school, ensuring that they don't have weapons, ensuring that during lunchtime and breaks, there are of course those who are on duty to monitor any of these situations which may spiral out of control and subsequently lead to a child here losing their life, because that is quite devastating for any parents, for a child to say they're coming to school but then lose their lives as well. So it's different kinds of role players who need to come to the fore here and ensure they put an end to such challenges that are currently facing schools in Gauteng.
Yeah, and of course the MEC will be central to bringing those different role players together. Bulele Jones, I'm going to allow you to go ahead and get further developments on the story, and hopefully when we talk to you again, you would have engaged the MEC. That is Bulele Jones joining us from Vlakfontein, following up on the brutal stabbing of a student outside the school premises there.